Welcome back to the best hour of their day podcast. You guys are in for a treat today because Fern's not here. Fern's on a boat, Christian. He's on a boat with his family. He's got a full cruise. No doubt, very grumpy at this exact moment on his boat.
I asked Fern, I don't know if it was on the podcast or if we were in a meeting, but I said, would you rather, what kind of boat would you rather go on? Would you rather go back to a Navy ship or be stuck on a cruise with the whole of your family? And he's like, I'll let you know when I get back.
Oh, I could tell you which it is by now. So anyway, welcome, David. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Magida.
Magida, you nailed it, man.
Bro, that's how I do it. Are you Jewish? Is this a Jewish name?
It is. It is. Magid is old Hebrew. It means teacher. Come from a long line of Kohen, which were like religious educators. I'm not particularly religious, but my family was in Spain. So Magida.
I could tell. Christian, I felt the vibe, the Jewish vibe from David. We bonded immediately.
It's crazy, man. How did you know that?
Well, you look very Jewy. I'm gonna throw it out there, David. Immediately, I was like, this guy's Jewish.
Wow.
I mean, I'm like a 10 out of 10 looking Jewish. You're like a strong 9, dude. Has no one told you that you look Jewish?
No, actually, usually I get the opposite, which they're like, yeah, you would have been fine in the 40s.
I was gonna say the opposite. The opposite. I hate Jews. You look like you hate Jews. Hey Christian, I was thinking about this, and we are going to talk about HYROX. I was thinking about this. I think, David, I want to hear your opinion because you just said it. Jews fall off religion more than any other religion. Why is that?
Oh man, I don't know. I think it's actually pretty common in general in this time across all religions. And it's interesting because I'm going to bring this back to gyms because I think 50 years ago, everybody's yearning for this third space, right? You have work, you have home, and you need a third space. And I think for a lot of people, the church or the synagogue or whatever provided that for them. And now you're finding the gym is that third space for so many people where I have work, I have home, and I have my gym, which is my community, my social, my release, my best hour of my day,
Hey, there you go. No, that's true. That's a good point. And, I'm obviously a little biased because my parents, I've seen them kind of hey, you made me go to Hebrew school and get a bar mitzvah. By the way, you snipped my wiener 48 years ago. And now you don't even give a shit. Why? So I've just noticed it amongst the Jewish people I talk to, but maybe, yeah, I think you're right there, David.
I think it's common. I think people are having a hard time, and I'm a Christian, and we see the same thing with people who grew up going to church, and they have a hard time connecting with the tradition, and they see things very rigid and rules. And to your point, David, tying it back to fitness, I run a Bible study out of my gym. And I've got many people who come into this Bible study and that's the way they connect with, their faith isn't necessarily through a church. This is how they do it. And they do it with people, with the community they're around in a place that they feel comfortable and connected to.
And,
and I think it's also clear that the internet and social media has made the world a very small place. Whereas before, that you have this central core of your community. This was the central hub of everything, your religious organization and wherever it was housed. And I think now the world feels much smaller, right? And everything is at your fingertips. And I do think that has probably had an effect as well.
Yeah. And Christian, I don't think I've told you this. I think it's important, and I'd love to hear both of you, by the way. I'm going to throw this question out. Something you've changed your belief on. I think most people in the world are either never change their beliefs, even though they have learned, and or just are afraid to admit it because of their ego, right? So something that's changed for me, it's because of Christian watching you. I don't know why this AI thing keeps turning on. I keep shutting it off. It follows me. But I was a massive proponent, David, of not keeping religion out of the gym. Right. And I've pushed posted about it, told people about it, and watching Christian do it in Modern Human. He's in Daytona, Florida. Where are you based out of, David?
I'm in Washington, D.C.
Oh, you're in DC? Cool.
Mhm.
I think if that's a thing for you and that's important for you, you should do it, right? Like my belief has always been like, hey, you're going to limit the number of people that come in. Like you want to have Bible study, you're not going to get Jews, you're not going to get Muslims, whatever, which I don't necessarily believe anymore. But I also think it's important that you promote something that's important to you. And if I want you to look around in a year, in 2 years, and love everybody at your gym, you know, not just because they're good people, but because you have a commonality, I think go for it. I think go for it. As long as you know, like, hey, potentially I could turn people off, but I think if you do it well, which I believe Christian does, you don't turn anyone off. Like it doesn't affect me that you're a believer in Jesus. Like I just care now that I'm like, oh, I'm surrounded by some good people.
And like for me, it's not about, you know, religion in the gym, but we do the other, I guess, no, which is we don't keep. We take a political stance. So like
well, I think politics is still for the record, but yeah.
No, but it's not like that. It's not like, oh, vote for this person. It's I've got a big pride flag when you walk in, like it's one of the first things you see, right? And we have a Black Lives Matter sign up on the wall, and I just want it to be known when people come into our space that whatever you believe, whatever you look like, whatever, you know, whoever you love, whatever, like that is, you are welcome here. We are not the kind of place that is going to ever make anybody feel like they don't belong. Whatever your body looks like, you are welcome here. And that is, you know, that's not political, but it's not political.
Yeah. I mean, you're in DC, right? So what gym is yours?
Mm-hmm.
Do you own a gym or do you go to a gym?
I own a gym. I've run a gym in DC, owned and operated for 12 years. It's called Elevate, and we're like right in the hub of Northwest DC, which is like the main off of 14th Street, which is the main thoroughfare that runs right through the city. And you know, my average users are between the ages of 25 and 45. You know, pretty high earners because we're in the city, and you know, DC is a fairly left-leaning city. So, you know, there's nothing. I lose you guys. Nothing I'm saying there is anything that scares anybody. Like we are just whoever you are, whatever you believe, you are welcome here as long as you treat people well.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. My sister and my parents just moved out of DC. They were there for like 5 to 10 years. So very cool. Have you been to Ted's Bulletin?
Oh, yeah, of course. Which one?
Well, I've only been to one, but
the
best breakfast burrito I've ever had, Christian, was in Roz and I were in DC. This is going back at least 10 years, and they make their own.
I think it's called the Tubs. It's called the Tubs, I believe. Yeah. It was the breakfast burrito there.
It was. And
they have homemade Pop-Tarts, and they have boozy milkshakes. I mean, that place is a staple.
Yeah, the homemade Pop-Tarts. I remember those. Anyway,
so David, you said you owned a gym, and I know it's not a CrossFit affiliate, but you do a lot of like, it looked like more HIIT style training. Is that right?
Yeah, my gym, we have a bunch of different programs that we run. I come from an endurance sport background, so we started there and built out. And so I have a dozen treadmills, and I have, you know, 6 row ergs, 6 ski ergs, 6 assault bikes. And then we have racks of dumbbells, kettlebells. I've got a rig that, you know, for pull-ups. We have suspension trainers off of it. We've got some squat. We got some J hooks we'll throw in there for some small group stuff. We run a HYROX program called Hybrid Athlete. We've got yoga, and we have a powerlifting program called Power Athlete. So we have kind of everything. Like I've got a power corner, we call it. Everybody runs in there, grabs their barbells off the wall. Sets up their squat stands when they need them, and it's man, we put a lot of stuff in a small, because it's a studio. It's not just a gym. It's like a small studio, but I run classes of between 10 and 24 people depending on the day and the format.
So you do that, and while doing that, while owning Elevate, you are the chief training officer. Is that the correct title?
I wish it had started with chief. I am global head of training for HYROX. So our vertical is HYROX 365. That sounds better than chief,
no? That sounds bigger.
It's a nice title.
Global head of training. I can talk to people if you want to be chief.
You guys, chief is a good title, right? Chief Fitness Officer, CFO would be cool.
What you global head of training, was that the official title?
Global head of training. So HYROX 365 is our fitness vertical. It's training, education, and affiliation all sit under HYROX 365. And then HYROX also has our events company, right, which is our primary business. So that's going to be, we've got operations, and you have a department for merchandise, and you have a department for partnerships and like marketing, so 365 kind of sits as its own, almost like a separate business, but it's a feeder for our events business. Like we just hit a point where 50% of all allocated tickets go to members of affiliated gyms. So they get 48-hour early access windows to book. And we literally set 50% of the tickets aside for people who are members of those gyms.
And those are selling like fully, all 50%, like the entire 50%?
They sell out like instantaneously. Like
so that's
Dallas ticket sales opened 15 minutes ago. And if I were to check my phone right now, I'm willing to bet there's a note about how they're on the verge of selling out already.
So that means the people that have early access, the gym that they belong to, so I assume like Elevate is a HYROX affiliate, you have early access to tickets. So if HYROX came to DC or the greater, Northeast area, they can then sign up early. It's like Ticketmaster, like, and you have an American Express or something.
Yeah. So one of the things I tell people is like getting early access doesn't guarantee you that you're going to get your ticket because they sell really fast. It's like a Taylor Swift
they're
concert.
selling out. HYROX sell out.
It's crazy. But if you're an affiliate, if you're a member of an affiliate gym, you get that 48-hour early booking window. So you jump on it the moment the ticket sales open, you get your shot. If you don't get the ticket then, you get a second bite at the apple with general admission when their booking window opens up 2 days later. So like if you're into HYROX, one of the nice perks right out of the gates is that you can get a second attempt to get tickets.
But what about this? What about if you have a successful podcast? Bring on the chief head of training, and coincidentally, in November in Denver, there's going to be a HYROX. Would said host of podcast, I'm just saying, get some perks and be able to get a ticket to the HYROX event and participate.
I think Denver's already sold out, but
even more reason you should start a podcast 7 years ago.
Here's what after this I'll connect you with some people who have the power in the operations side of the business, and we'll see, because we do like to do stuff with media partners and things like that.
Yeah,
but it's once the tickets are gone, they're gone. Like we set aside additional extra grouping of tickets for partners and things like that. Yeah, podcast hosts. But I have nothing to do with that. Like when people come to me asking for tickets, I'm like,
who does? Can they come on this podcast? Who has?
That'd be such a fascinating interview.
So David, what does global head of training actually mean?
Yeah, thank you. So my role originally when I came on, they wanted to modernize our affiliate program, so to speak. So they wanted me to come on and create because they were sending out basically like PDFs and Excel files of workouts, and they didn't really work for a lot of gyms. It was definitely done in a very CrossFit style, the programming. And we wanted to appeal to a much wider swath of the fitness industry. So basically the role was to come in and start to create like a new concept for what our training programs could look like from a group training perspective, and then help to integrate it into a digital platform. And so I'm responsible for group training programming, for all of the technology products that come with that. So like being able to cast the workouts on these digital whiteboards and have like video support that's coming very, very soon, and creating other fitness testing and challenges and other things that might exist in there. And also other products that we have, like we're creating a line of products that are for individuals who maybe don't want to train in group, but are a member of an affiliate gym. So self-guided training programs and even guided programs. So we've created like our own guided workouts. Think like a Peloton style class where a coach is leading you through it, and you can pull it up on your phone. So I manage that program as well. I'm actually in a lot of those workouts, running on a treadmill with a microphone. We do like the world's only guided ski erg workouts that have ever been created. So some really cool stuff there. I manage a bunch of other projects that we run as well, like a lot of integration with partners that are in the fitness space, like large enterprise partners. I am helping to plan all the fitness on the HYROX cruise. It's kind of like whatever is needed, anything in the actual fitness space, creating educational content and resource videos, even working to create the new certifications in the HYROX Academy. Like, it's kind of anywhere I'm needed, man.
And Christian said you're pretty fit. You're like a world record holder. Is that true?
I was very, very fit. I was a North American champion in 2023. So
What
in
does
the
that
Elite
mean?
15.
You had the fastest time in what was the
we
last
had
one you
we have an Elite 15 series. It's essentially like the equivalent of like what you might have at the CrossFit Games, like that level in HYROX. And so it's the best 15 guys in the world compete on a circuit, and certain guys at the bottom get shuffled out and replaced, but then the guys up near the top just keep kind of racing through that circuit for the year. There are 4 majors over the course of the year, and then there's a world championship event. And to qualify for world champs, you have to finish top 3 in one of the majors, already in the Elite series. So I won the US or North American Championship in 2023. I've run at the Elite 15 World Championships 3 times, but that was really my last year being a major player in the game. Well, times were a little different because the equipment was a little different back then. But I ran 59:11. But translate it to today's modern times, I don't know. It would have been like running a 54.
even faster.
It's a different game. Yeah, I mean, the equipment's different, the carpets are different, everything's that changes the friction. Everything's a little different, but it's the same guys. So like that day, Dylan Scott took 2nd place. He finished 3rd in the world last year. He won the last 2 U.S. titles. Alex Roncevic won the world championship later or the next year. He finished 4th. Tim Beanish, who won the world championship last year, he finished 7th that day. So or 6th that day. So it's a lot of the same players. It's just guys shuffle. But now I'm a business now. This is what I do, corporate.
So when you say you guys do majors and then you do the top 15 elite, it's the same event, but it's just like the 15 of you guys going like at the same time. Is that correct?
Exactly. So it's a closed course for those days. They might slightly tweak the layout to make it more spectator friendly, put it more on a grid when you come into the stations, make it better for TV, better for in-person viewing. But it's a closed course. They'll run the women's race, they'll clear the course, and then they'll run the men's race. And then now they're generally doing that like the day before they run the main public events. So you can, if you have a ticket, you can go and watch that race too. So we have majors that'll be like this year. Majors were in like Hong Kong, and you might run a major in I think we had one in Australia, we had one in Hong Kong, we had a major in Warsaw. So it's like they're always rotating where they're located. So the year that I won the North American Champs, it was in Chicago, but then this year they ran it in DC. It's always evolving and moving around. And the World Championship race then this year is in Stockholm. Last year was Chicago. The year before was in Nice. The year before that was in Vegas. Yeah. I'm losing track of them all at this point. I raced in Leipzig, Germany in 2021.
He's doing well in it. Hunter McIntyre.
He's won a few of those titles. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, because he obviously one year, I forget what year it was when they did all the countries. I think they invited him to the games. I think he did well. And then he used to live in Boulder. I think
he did really well.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he did well in the sense that it was impressive. Like if you understand fitness, what he was able to do. Like as far as the games went, he didn't win, but yeah, nice.
But he did well in the same I would say like a similar sense of like we've seen like when we see CrossFit Games athletes go and do like a different fitness sport, like we've seen CrossFit Games athletes do HYROX. We're like, bro, like you did really well for like not having like specifically trained
specializing.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like that event where they cut 50% of the participants. So he finished
that was
like in the
the snatch
54th
handstand walk.
percentile or something. And yeah, I think he acquitted himself fine in that event. He didn't move on, but he was fine.
So what was your experience in CrossFit? Did you have any before HYROX? Like, were you a CrossFitter and that led over to you doing so well in HYROX, or what was your athletic background?
No, I was not a CrossFitter. Although my training shares a lot of those same principles. My background came as an endurance athlete. So like I was a runner in high school and a wrestler in college. I went from running to, I decided I wanted to play football. So I stopped all the running. I stopped running 70, 80 miles a week, and I started powerlifting and getting massive. And I put on.
How tall are you? You feel like you're my size. How tall are you?
I'm just about 6 feet.
Oh, you're big. Okay. You're abnormally tall for you.
So I told you, man.
Jay's 5'2", David. You are not Jay's height.
I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3", and I would have picked David at 5'6". I would have been like, he's 5'6". Like,
dude, this lends itself really well for you in CrossFit, though. But for me, like
the height for
being 5'3", yeah. No, for you being 5'3" is great for CrossFit. You know.
Oh yeah, the bad for HYROX. I mean, wall balls, running, rowing, like. It's not a little man. Is there an adaptive division for little people like me? Do you have that yet?
No, not like that. You're not that little. But
we've not met.
Listen, man, I think wall balls and burpees and lunges can be an advantage to be short. So in some ways, like you have to throw the ball higher, but your cycle rate and your squat's so much faster. So
get rid of this guy on the podcast. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I think that's a wash on the height on the wall balls.
I've never heard anyone say wall balls, it's an advantage to be short. You have to defend this. You have to defend this statement, David.
I'm telling you right now. I think your cycle rate, if your shoulders can take it, I think having crazy cycle rate from just being like, yes, you have to throw the ball harder and it's hitting you with more force in the squat, like on the catch. There's no question. But you can cycle that squat. I have these long, skinny legs, like it's just like it's a lot of like time on the up down. Like I think your cycle rate could be quicker.
You're making a handful of valid points.
That's a fair case.
I hadn't thought about it because look, fair case, but it's one of those things.
Like cold curtains.
That's what somebody just said in the comments. Rob said that in the comments. You're making a fair case, but it's one of those situations where until you've been 5'3", it's like the science doesn't matter. Like, we've done the science and it doesn't check out. Like
Hey, listen, okay. I don't share your lived experience on this, man. So I got nothing for you here.
But where are you from? You're from upstate New York? You from New York?
No, I'm from Maryland, actually, just outside DC.
I was gonna put Peggy as like a New Yorker like me. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I want you to teach me. Tell me this. So you got the Christian ready? He's always surprised. So chief head of training. I'm sorry. Global. What was it? Global head of training?
Global head of training, right?
Who's in charge of HYROX, by the way? Because
Who's like the boss?
Yeah, they need to change the title. It's silly. It's chief.
His name is Christian.
Christian, fix this anyway.
Yeah, why would you change the name of a brand that has gone?
No, not the name HYROX.
You're talking about David's title.
The name of your title. To chief.
Oh, my title. Oh, to chief. Oh, yeah.
Chief fitness officer.
But sell me on this because. I'm gonna throw this out there. Like I've never done HYROX, full support of it. I think it's great for the CrossFit community. I think it's great for anyone doing it. My neighborhood is like HYROX heads, if that's a term. Like they all travel and do it. Like all of my neighbors. But I've kind of made this statement, and I still believe it. So I'm giving you the opportunity to change it. That if you did CrossFit at your box, and maybe threw in a little bit of extra running, and we've had other people on here say similar things. Chris Hinshaw being one who maybe you're familiar with. Tell me why that's wrong. What would you like as the global head of training for HYROX? Go ahead.
I think that's a fine way to start. I think if your objective is let me just like dip my toes, I think that's great. I think at the same time, like what needs to be said is you as an affiliate owner have a couple objectives. One is to protect the methodology that you already have, right? Like the people are coming to you because they already love doing CrossFit. They love all the great things that you do. You don't want to like steer away from that. So like, how do you integrate in something else that is not going to turn people away or make them feel like you had a complete like change of direction in what you're offering as a program, right? Number one, protect what you have, right?
Like it.
So like, look at HYROX as one, it's a tool, it's a resource. It's a way for you to give your people something very specific to train for. And I'm going to come back to specific because training specificity is a real thing. And two is you use it as a amazing prospecting tool for you to bring in people who maybe were intimidated by the CrossFit methodology. But if you can slowly get them in there, you can start to gradually get them more comfortable with it. You've brought in this new audience of people. So it's amazing for your business as a prospecting tool, maybe as a retention tool, because maybe people were getting a little tired of not having something specific to train for. Now they have an event 6 months out, 12 months out. Now you've got them really going. So from like that perspective, you got to lean into it a little bit.
I like it. I think that's a really good statement.
And from a specificity standpoint, like, yeah, we've seen CrossFitters do decent in HYROX, but a CrossFitter's floor is going to be pretty high because they're good at the skills. They've got a decent engine. Like they're going to come in, they're going to do reasonably well. But their ceiling is not high. Their ceiling is very close to their floor because they aren't training with a level of specificity that is required. The top HYROX athletes in the world are running a lot. They're doing a ton of zone 2 volume, zone 3 volume, a lot of aerobic work, a lot of lactic threshold training. You have to train within the demands of the sport that you are competing in. So if you're going to launch a HYROX program, my advice would be to slowly, incrementally grow it. Meaning don't like, yeah, it's very easy to say, hey, we're going to offer a HYROX class and then tell people to run. That is a great start. But eventually somebody down the street is going to be running HYROX programs with very specific days structured. Like here are our aerobic days, here are our threshold days, here are our muscular endurance days, here are our race stimulus workouts. And so at some point you will want to offer at least once every couple days, 3 days a week, have a structure to a program. Our strength days stay as our traditional CrossFit WODs. Now we're integrating in maybe something that's a little bit more CrossFit endurance style to add a little bit more of that sustained effort, teach people how to do pacing better, improve them as runners, recognize that there's only so much that strength can help you in a HYROX event. And so let's start to gear some training. Like let's build a 12-week cycle where we're using CrossFit and gearing it specifically towards HYROX. Like these are different things that you can do. And then if you look at what like some of the big programs are doing, like HWPO is creating like a 6 days a week HYROX training plan, but designed for the CrossFit box. Like this is the direction that it's going, because again, I wouldn't train as an Olympic lifter by not doing all the things that an Olympic lifter should be doing. HYROX is first and foremost an endurance sport that requires strength, as opposed to CrossFit, which is a strength sport that then requires endurance. You have to shift the paradigm. You have to completely adjust the way that you're training if you want to get really good at it. And you're going to have members, gym owners. I just want you to, if I'm speaking to gym owners right now, you're going to have members that are going to go, for the next 2 years, I'm going all in on HYROX. And you have to give them the tools to actually feel like they're going to succeed with that. So you need to have run clubs. You need to offer classes that are going to like break down the exact elements of fitness that you need to get, and target those things through like progressive builds and programs that make sense. And again, it's not telling you to change your main core offerings like in any way. It's just kind of maybe giving those people a protocol to take some slightly different classes, to take some certain days off and focus more on their running, but then control that more, give them running programs, have organized group runs, like have these things to keep it still a part of your community so they feel like they're racing for your box's team every time that they're out there and racing.
Yeah. And I think to a detriment, my belief has always been, it's based on the consideration that you're not trying to win, right? Like, I guess my statement is like, you could show, like, I have no doubt when you give me that free ticket to the Denver HYROX, that I'm gonna finish it, right? Like it's
Everybody finishes, man. Like,
okay, fair
like,
enough. But I mean, within like, let's say, what's like a time? What's the threshold that you would put out there? Like, not elite, like you guys, like that hour. Like I know people are trying to be sub 60 minutes ish. What's a threshold where you'd be like, that dude was fit for his first HYROX? Like I'm saying, like 3 hours. Like congrats.
oh, like
hard work, but like.
look, an hour 35 is the average.
So sub hour
in an
35,
individual race.
average, right?
So like, let's say 70 minutes for a guy, 75, 80 minutes
That's what
for
Ernie
a
just said.
female. It's probably in that ballpark of like what's considered like pretty good.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do a sub 70.
I haven't seen you run yet. I mean, running is such a huge. It's half the race, man. Like, so
Imagine the
it's a
worst
huge
running
component.
you've ever seen, and then that's mine.
I mean, it's a 10K,
Okay,
right,
now
David?
It's 8K of running, but it's really
8K,
8,700 total meters when you add up the transition zones and everything.
Got
And
it.
it's worth noting that, like, even if you're like a decent runner, like the strength stations, they're not like, oh my god, this is so much strength, but it is enough that it saps your superpowers. Like the running takes away your strength, where you're not like moving sleds as well as you should be, and the sleds and all those other stations, they spike your heart rate, they build up lactic acid in your legs, and all of a sudden you're not running like you should be able to run. And so it just is this like compounding effect where like in aggregate, the race just slowly like beats you down. You start cramping a little bit. Your heart rate just doesn't come back down to where you want it to be. And all of a sudden you're just becoming more and more sluggish. This is what happens to most people. So I typically tell people, man, you really gotta, you have to have some specificity in your training if you want to be good, right? If your goal is just to go do it, sure, just go do it. But like most people, that's not what they're doing. Like they're racing, 2 or 3 or 4 times in a season, and they're trying to incrementally get better. And they're starting with like, or they're doing like doubles, and then they're trying to beat that doubles time. And then they're going to singles. They're trying to beat that singles time. Then they're trying to go up to the pro level, which is, I would say, it feels exponentially harder to go up in that difficulty level. And then they're doing that entire journey again. So like anybody who's trying to actually like improve measurably, they're going to need some specificity.
Yeah, and I agree. And that's the unique thing about HYROX versus CrossFit, right? Like exactly what you're going to do every time, so you can do that. Yes, my belief has always been like, hey, let's just go have fun, let's do HYROX. But I do recognize there's a massive group of people out there that like, I'm not here to do it. I'm here to win, or at least get better, right?
Get better. That's I tell all my clients, I'm like, the odds of you ever winning any type of race ever in your life is very low. Just get rid of that. That's not something you should be
won a
thinking.
400 meter in 6th grade. 6th grade.
Okay, great. But as an adult, I mean, like as an adult, and so it's like, okay, because so many people, I hear them say things like, well, like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, I'm not going to be good at it. And I'm like, does it really matter if you're good at it? It's you versus you, and it's you versus you last time versus you versus you this time. It's you versus the clock. Like so again, it's giving people just some different perspective. But if you can get them excited, like getting people excited about training for something as opposed to just training for the sake of being really good at training is a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And so like this is what I was hanging out with Jada Coons literally on Thursday. I actually ran doubles with him on Thursday in New York at the HYROX race. And Jada Coons, for those who don't know, he's the VP of affiliates and operations for CrossFit. And so we had a lot of these same kind of conversations about like, how should a gym owner be approaching this and structuring the programs, and how should they be talking about it with their athletes and using it as a tool. And so it's interesting. Like it really is front of mind for everybody in the industry right now.
I think what I'm hearing you say, David, is like one, and you tell me that if this is correct, I'm hearing like one, like know your members' goals. And so know like, hey, is your goal to improve? Is it to hit a certain time? Or we just want to, or we the equivalent of like running your first 5K? Because like those two goals are way different. And what I'm hearing you say is like, hey, when you start, like be prepared to get your members excited about HYROX, but then also be prepared for the person who wants to start training for that and be able to either implement or explain like how your training is going to help.
I would tell every CrossFit coach out there that you should do a couple things. You should run HYROX if you haven't raced one, so you know what the hell you're talking about. Because
they're selling out all over the place, David. It's hard
I know, man. But that authenticity is going to shine through in a way that, like, if you don't have that,
I've done this thing. I know what I'm doing.
They're going to see right through you. And even if you've done it once, it doesn't mean you're like an expert, but at least you felt it. And it gives you a different perspective on how to think about it, how to talk about it with your members. Yeah, and it's relatable. Yeah, you know, when I was on those lunges, I thought that was going to be easy, but I was like just praying they were going to be over. Whatever, like these conversations, making it very real. And I think honestly, like I think one of the most endearing things that I've learned as a coach is like when they see you as like human too, it's actually cool. They actually appreciate that, right? You're like this superhero before, but they want to see that you've gone through the struggles as well. I would also say like go get the HYROX certs because they're not expensive and they don't take super long time. They're all online, but like that will give you a lot of extra touch points to go and talk to your members about and relate it back, because it kind of gives you a sense of how the race goes, a little deeper sense of how to coach certain things, and then it's a lot of performance coaching stuff and even questions about like nutrition and things like that, because again, endurance sport just has different demands.
Do you get CEUs for CrossFit if they take that?
I think we're working on that right now. So hopefully you'll be able to get some retroactive ones. That is a conversation we had with Jay just the other day.
And for the record, if you don't, I do think if someone has taken it, you can submit like
you can
other parties. Like I've done that before for mine credential. We do have a bunch of questions in the chat. If you have questions for David, the global head of training, drop them in the chat. We'll get to Ernie's and Rob's before we wrap up. I want to say, I think one thing you guys have done really well, and I've not thought about this till this moment, so I don't have an answer, but there seems to be like this communal bond that isn't there for local CrossFit competitions, right? Like, let's eliminate the elite, right? The games athletes are doing their thing.
Yeah, of course.
You guys, right? But like, I am noticing like the people that are like, it's different. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but from an outside perspective, I'm seeing people like posting their pictures. You know, I saw some dude in New York City, like standing in Times Square, I want to say with an Asian guy with his picture behind him. You know what I'm talking about? You know
I don't know the picture, but I mean, this is super common, right?
Well, you guys took over New York essentially.
We did, yeah. You know, I made 50,000 racers, and then we had activations all over the city. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think
one of the things is like you make everybody feel like they had a really special experience when they do it, and so it's something that they are very proud of. They want to show off to the world. I do think there's a lot of ego stuff in here too, which is like, well, this is an opportunity for me to post a picture of me with my shirt off without looking like douchey when I do it. But yeah, but it's also
to do that. I don't need to do HYROX to post a picture of my shirt off. I'm not running for an hour and a half. Like I'll just go upstairs and take my shirt off.
Yeah, I do it in front of the mirror. You know, it's the same. But I think that it's a combination of like there's this level of inclusiveness, like anyone, like people of all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever, like are doing it. I mean, I ran with my dad. He's 71. He was 71 and we ran doubles. Like you can, nice. It's pretty cool, man, to share something like that. And I run with my wife all the time. We do doubles. Like
as I'm saying it, I do think here's a consideration, and I think Rob and Jacob and Ernie are throwing out great stuff in the chat, but there's less like I say this knowing it's going to sound weird, but it's not competitive in the sense where it's like, oh, Christian and I are competing in CrossFit. He's winning or beating me. It feels to me a lot of HYROX is like I'm trying to beat myself. Like I'm not out here to beat David or Hunter, but I know I got 135 last time, and I want to be under 90 this time, right? So there's a lot of that.
This is why like the marathon has been like so successful for so long, triathlon, things like that, right? Because you're not really, yeah, it's nice to see like where I ranked in my age group or whatever, but like the reality is like what you're really
Dog is
doing
making my dog
is-
bark, David. Shut that dog up.
Yo, my dog is screaming. He's like whining in his sleep.
What kind of dog do you have? What is it?
I've got two Bernedoodles. I've got one I got like 8 years ago before it was a super popular pick, and then I got one I picked up from a shelter last year,
Pick it up. I wanna
which is
see it.
crazy.
I'll pick one up for a
They're
second.
both sleeping.
Are they dreaming, barking and dreaming?
Oh yeah, she was.
I want to see my Bernedoodle. Oh, that's a cutie.
This is Lucy.
I had a Lucy. What's the other one's name?
Oscar.
Lucy and Oscar.
Oscar. He looks like he's got a little tuxedo on. He's like an Oscar de la Renta, but although right now he's just Oscar the Grouch. Like he looks like he lives in a trash can. He's like super
I like it. I heard him.
overgrown.
All of a sudden, Kofi might
Anyway.
find him. He's barking. Yeah.
So we anyway, what I was saying is like people are like the marathon, you run it and you run it again. There's two big things. One is you're trying to improve. The other is that like every single race is a little bit of like a spirit journey, so to speak. Like you kind of find a place, and if you're running them hard, where you're like, you find out a little bit about yourself. And I think in a society where people don't have a whole lot of struggle outside of like their workouts, you know, it's a great opportunity for people to find out what they're made of. And it does, and because it's such a grind, like it is, there are places where people want to quit, and there are places where you want to throw in the towel, but you end up you fight on, and you end up getting that PR by 60 seconds. Like these become like really meaningful things to people. The amount of people who like cry at the finish line is crazy, man.
Hey, I want to throw something crazy. Can I do that, Christian? Two things.
I feel like you're gonna do it anyway, no matter what I say.
I am going to do it anyway. So two things. One, I do have a partner for Denver, even though I did not. Is Denver on sale already?
I think it's sold out, but we'll figure something out.
No, let me go on like I didn't. I told my buddy, he was like, "You want to do HYROX?" And I was like, "I'm in," unknown about anything. But I was going to throw out there, Christian, you come to Denver, we'll do it together.
When is it?
It's like November.
What's in November? There's something else in November.
HYROX Denver is what's in November.
Oh, I'm going to when it depends on when it is. I'm going to Tahoe with Joel.
Oh, perfect. It's on the way.
It's on the way. Let me just.
You're like, I would like to be limping around for the rest of the weekend. Cool.
That's what I was going to throw out there. This has never been done on the podcast, David. I'm going to give you. This is an invitation for you to come to Affiliate Con. It's October 16th in Dallas, Texas. It's our event. It's our second year that we've put this on, and we have great speakers from around the world in the fitness genre, like and all sorts of things. I would love to have you speak there. I think you'd be a great speaker to promote HYROX. It's October 16th weekend. You don't have to give me an answer this moment, but I'm letting you know if you can make it. I'd love to have you there.
Yeah, let me check the calendar and see if we can.
And if not you, a representative, like I'd love to have you specifically. Just on the DL, like there's not enough Jewish people there. Like it's just me. And last year, Christian did a Bible study. I want to do a Torah study. So you would get the Torah out, we'd kiss the thing, we'd read a little bit.
You remember how to read? Do you remember how to read that thing?
I can read Hebrew.
There's no vowels. There's no vowels in this one.
All right,
the Torah is tricky.
Last time I read the Torah was my Hop Torah, you know?
Bring your cedar in, buddy.
Yeah, but we'll bring a talis, we'll bring a yarmulke. But jokes aside, you open invite. I'd love to have you there. I think you'd be.
Just to give you more context, David, that's our flagship event for CrossFit coaches and owners. We're going to have people there that are business experts. We're going to have people there that are fitness experts. And so that would be really great to have a talk there that talks about how to program HYROX, how to implement HYROX at your gym. Because we've got a ton of gym owners and coaches who are like chomping at the bit. So to be able to have an expert there doing that would be amazing. I
think Jay DeCoons was there last year. Was he there last year, Christian? You weren't there. You had the baby. Yeah, I think he was there last year. I want to say I saw him there. So
guy's the nicest guy in the world, by the way.
Very nice, yeah. Super nice guy.
He's such a nice guy.
Okay, let me give you some rapid fire because I know you got to balance. What's your favorite movement in the race?
Ooh, great question. I'm going to go with the burpee broad jumps.
How many should it take you?
It really depends, right? It's like a lot of it's dependent on technique. Like some guys go for the rapid fire, like small hops, and they're always jumping up. I do the like crawl to step up technique, and then I do like super big broad jumps. Personally, like I like that. I do like 2 full breaths per rep, and I like keep my heart rate down, and I like methodically clear these big gaps. Use my long legs, but I think it's the really top guys are doing it right around 2 minutes flat during the race.
Just the burp. Wow, fast. Okay.
Fast.
What was your initial exposure to HYROX?
My first race was April 2021. I got a phone call. It was the first race, the return of HYROX from COVID. I got a phone call from Hunter McIntyre saying like, we're doing this invitational. Hunter. Oh yeah, we've raced together. He just posted a picture of us from like 13 years ago racing together.
Yeah.
We've forever. You'll find it. It's like 4 guys outside with like mud all over us.
I think I actually, now that you mentioned it.
But he was like, I don't know if anybody can beat me in this, but maybe you can. And it was like this invitational where they wanted to kick it off with like like an elite race and prize money. And I'd never run one, but I was in great shape. I was coming off of, I'd just run the JFK 50 miler, and I just PR'd my 10 mile and my marathon. I had a massive engine at the time. And so, anyway, he invited me, and he was kind of handpicking the field, and then he uninvited me. I think he got scared. And then I ended up trash talking my way in, and he won. I got second place. And, it was history. Like I got 5th in the world that year at World Championships, and just got hooked.
What do you think right now? Go run a HYROX. What's your time?
Oh, I'll still run in the 58s right now.
Dude, you're fit, huh? Wait, so what's world record then? I feel like that's world record-ish.
Dude, the world record right now is like under 53. It's insane.
Okay.
I exercise like an hour a day right now. Like back then I was training like 3-4 hours a day. So like I was a real monster. Yeah, I've got a daughter, she's 4. And we still got the gym, and my wife works there, and I'm running this job, and I'm flying all over the world, man. It's like, the training is very inconsistent these days, but I'm still pretty decent.
Yeah. I saw a lot of HYROX through a guy named Eric Hinman, who I'm sure you're familiar with.
He was at my first race. Yeah. I love it.
He spoke at Affiliate Con last year. He lives half the year here in Denver and half in Austin. But I've seen a lot of his stuff, and like the chase of being sub 60. So and I know how fit that dude is. So I was like, wow, yeah.
He is he's a really tremendous athlete. He's also older than me. So I'm turning 40 this year. He's like probably 45, 46.
He's a little, I think he's a little younger than me. I just turned 48. Yeah. So
and Eric, his setup at his house in Denver is crazy, man.
Legit. Are there age divisions? There's every 5 years, like CrossFit. So you age up this year. So if you race this year,
I'm racing at World Champs. My last race in the 35 to 39, and then I'm going up to the 40s. I'm going to be an old Masters athlete after that.
All right, real quick. There's drama, I guess, in HYROX. We got Rob Nitz dropping. There's drama. Is this true? Is there beef with Hunter and the guy he pushed? He pushed somebody? I didn't know about this. Was there
I think everyone has beef with Hunter. Everyone has beef with Hunter.
I like that mentality. Like, I'm not the right guy. I'm out. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's cool. You need it.
I think he's he doesn't care. So I've been hot and cold with him for 13 years, and he's got whatever the dude he pushed. I thought they were cool, but then they weren't cool. I don't really know, man. It's not my business. He's good for the sport, man. He's good for the sport. He races hard. He talks trash. Like, he's a personality. And, I think we need more guys who are a little more like outgoing on camera, like willing to, throw hands a little bit.
It's UFC, right? It's Conor McGregor. Like you need those people. And like, and by the way, it's like such a niche sport. Like he needs it because like he wants to stand out amongst the crowd. Like being fit isn't what's going to do it, but it's like talking trash, pushing people. Like, I didn't know you could push people. Now I'm definitely doing Denver.
You can't push people. You got DQ'd for it, but you can't push people.
So I can. I just make it DQ'd.
Full contact.
Yeah. Because
full contact HYROX.
I grew
So,
up wrestling.
like-
too, David. I'm gonna take you down mid HYROX. You're not even gonna know it.
Rubbin is racing is something he always says, and it's true. Like I grew up in racing, cross country, track, things like that. Like little rubbin is fine, but like if you push and extend, you drive someone into a barricade, like you're gonna get disqualified.
We're gonna have to find this
Yeah.
on video. I'm sure it exists out there. Let's hear real quick.
Oh, it's there.
We want to respect David's time. So, all right, the beef we don't know about. There's another question. Is also from Rob. Rob is a great box owner. He just started Good Day CrossFit June 1st. Him and his
Cool.
wife Rachel open. They got 11 members already.
Congrats.
Full contact. I like it. Is swimming or biking better to help your run for people wanting to give their knees and joints a little break? You got it, Christian?
I think they're both excellent. The reality is like a lot of the top guys are on the bike 2 days a week, and that's just something they're doing. Swimming is excellent. I did. Rich Ryan now does a lot of it. He's one of the top guys. Alex Roncevic, who won the world championship a couple of years ago and has been in the podium like 5 times at Worlds. Used to be a professional swimmer. Still swims a couple days a week. Like both of those are excellent. And Roncevic like literally goes unbroken on his wall balls at the end of every race. And part of
You're
that,
on
I think,
5'3".
is
You're on 5'3".
No, but the strength in his shoulders, man, from all the swimming, I think is a really. I think most people, when you're getting into that, like you're getting to 70, 80 reps, it's their arms that give out, not their legs. And he's just, his strength there is so durable. And I think the swimming's a huge part of that. And this a massive aerobic engine that you get from it.
Well, what I'm seeing too, David, from, just people that I talk to that are, just civilians trying to do stuff like this is the mistake that the average person makes. They think like, oh, I want to go do this race, whether it's a 5K or a HYROX, and they're like, oh, like I need to go all in on running in these movements. And it's like, no, like you're gonna just end up blowing up. And it's like, we do need to have some diversity in your training so that you are doing things like not just running, but maybe doing jump rope, or like we saw in there, like maybe you're doing some bike intervals.
Longer, right?
Yeah. And like you mentioned, do some strength training.
A lot of guys adhere to a philosophy that you're never just running. You like go for a run and then you come back and put 15 minutes into some other work, right? Like don't just run, but also like everyone who's adding running, you need to adhere to the 10% rule, which is like you cannot increase your mileage by more than 10% a week. You have to slowly build it because it's not like you're not like me. I've been running competitively since I was like 10 years old, right? So for me to add running to like be like, oh, I haven't been running that much, but I'm going to bump my volume. It's a lot safer for me to do it. My body is used to that stimulus in a way that yours maybe isn't. Just in the same way as like, I'm not just going to start piling weights on for like snatches. It's the same idea, right? We need to be very deliberate and intelligent about how we're increasing our loads.
I never heard that 10%. What's 10% of zero? How much? How much can I do? I feel like I'm not allowed to start ever again.
You're throwing 1 mile a day. That's what you're starting with.
Not even.
You can run one day. You can run 1 day a week and start by running for time, right? So like run for like 30 minutes, right? As opposed to being like I have to run this many miles. Start with time. Beginners should always use time as their benchmark. Gradually increase the amount of time you're running.
Look, this is the kind of stuff you get from the chief head of trainer over at HYROX. That you don't, that's it. That was good. No, I want to respect your time, David. But man, you guys are doing great stuff. Like, I don't know how HYROX feels, and I don't know how CrossFit feels, to be honest. I know how I feel, and that is, we coach affiliates, just like Christian, Modern Human CrossFit. He started as a, client. But if you're not thinking about this and you're not trying to figure it out, you're behind, because HYROX is here. You have a community, you have a small group of people in your neighborhood that want to exercise. And we know some of them want to do HYROX. So if you're not appealing to them, you already have a niche group if you do CrossFit, like people that not only exercise, but are willing to exercise hard. And HYROX is like,
it takes
the same thing. It's a Venn diagram, right? It's like, what were you going to say?
It takes nothing away from what you're already doing. It's just additive. And so like you control it, but like, it's going to improve your culture. It's going to improve your retention. It's going to improve your prospecting. It's just a really positive thing for your business. So just like think about ways that you can use it as a tool to help your business. Yeah.
And if you want to hear more, you show up at AffiliateCon. David will be speaking at AffiliateCon October. All jokes aside, I think it would be great. I think you would love it just to be there. Bring your wife, bring the burner doodles, bring your 4-year-old. it's gonna be a great time. All jokes aside, for anyone listening, if you don't have a ticket, show up. It's gonna be fantastic. We just booked a comedian for Saturday night, so we've got baked in entertainment for everyone with a ticket. And we'd love to see you. And even if you wanted to be out there and do like a little exhibition or like show people, their first exposure, like no better person than, joking aside, the global guy, but also the guy that was one of the best in the world, right? And I think he's going to be again just in the 40-year-old division. So
the old man.
Hey, that's still an accomplishment. But dude, seriously, it was really enjoyable to meet you and get to know you on the and I'm sure you'll be out in Denver at some point when HYROX is here. So we'll have to get together either way.
Would love to. This is super fun, guys. Thank you for the time.
Cool. Yeah, Christian, anything to add for David before we wrap?
Last thing before we close out, David, you guys sent us a link that's in our bio to the Centr App. So can you tell us more about what they can expect from that and what they can get out of it?
Well, Centr's our official equipment partner, and they also, for those who know, it was Chris Hemsworth's app originally. And so they have gone all in on just providing incredible HYROX training in the palm of your hand. So for those who are not necessarily, they don't have great access to a gym all the time, or you're a gym and you're looking for something to give your users when they're not in the gym physically, it's a great opportunity for them to continue to improve as athletes. And it can give you, I think, some really good ideas and inspiration for how to structure what you're trying to do for your athletes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, David. We appreciate you and looking forward to seeing you at PhillyCon.
Thanks, David.
Hey, man. Let's get it done. Good to see you, fellas.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.